welcome to another episode of the Sal Licata Show, available here on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. All right, there's a lot of stuff that I want to get into today. Yesterday was just a big day of taking notes. That's usually how I go about things. Oh, something happens during the day. I read something that I want to get to, boom, jot it down on the phone, and then I have to go sift through the notes, put them out onto a little notepad here, and then we go from there, and we'll see what we got. By the way, tomorrow at this time, Evan Roberts will be joining us, so I'm looking forward to have Evan on for the first time on this show. I've been on his podcast or done shows with him before. Looking forward to talking a lot of different topics with Evan, but I wanted to promote that before we get into this stuff today. Okay, let's start. And there's a lot of baseball that I want to get into, and a possible Yankees-Mets blockbuster trade that hit me this morning as I was doing some reading. I don't know if it's realistic or not, but stay tuned for that. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's start with the Giannis stuff. It's funny to me that, and by the way, I didn't even find out about it until this morning. I'm not sure when exactly that happened, but late last night, you're thinking you're going to get the blockbuster news, and then you get the Julius Randle. My guy, Julius. I feel bad. My wife, the one jersey we bought was because they were out of Brunson's a couple years ago when we went to the playoff game, was a Julius Randle jersey, and that's all that she has. And now you can't even get a Knicks jersey, so it's Julius Randle.
Can't handle Randle.
Yeah, I liked Randle. I was like, all right, that's not a bad one to get. We wanted Brunson. It wasn't. She loved Brunson. This is going back like 3 years ago. Anyway, Randle is back to New York with they do have another team in New York. They're called the Brooklyn Nets. They play in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, and Julius Randle is now going to be a Brooklyn Net. Nick Claxton goes to the Bulls, 3-team deal, whatever. It's just weird to think that Randle went from being the core piece of building this Knicks team up. Without Randle, this doesn't happen. Like, Tibbs and Randle got things started. Hard to believe now, 6 years ago? Is that what it is? 6 years? Yeah, 2020?
Yeah, 6 years ago.
6 years.
It's unbelievable. It feels like it was yesterday.
My God, how old am I getting? 6 years like that? That does not feel that long ago. Anyway, with Randle and Tibbs building this thing up into what it became, NBA champions this year, he goes to Minnesota, and obviously an important, huge deal in the shaping of a championship team with Karl Anthony Towns. And then Randle basically gets dumped by Minnesota for nothing and goes to the Nets, who I guess are going to have a big night tonight. Oh, yeah, draft night, whatever. Well, you know what? We'll talk more about that tomorrow with Evan Roberts when he joins us about the Nets. Anyway, so that was the big deal I saw last night. Then woke up this morning to the Giannis trade. And yesterday when we last left you, it was thought that Giannis would be going to the Celtics for Jaylen Brown. Now, this is why it is twofold. And Badabooms and I were talking about this just before we hit the air here this morning, where all the rumors about Giannis possibly going to Boston for Jaylen Brown, that ends up hurting Boston because now Brown, who seems to be, I don't know if he's just disgruntled or unhappy, but chip on his shoulder. Like, there were issues last year with him, but now Brown was expected to be traded, and he was ready to be ready to leave. Now he's talking about like, oh, I see all the negative comments, and I'm about to prove people wrong, people that wanted me out of here, blah, 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 blah. That would have been a great trade for the Celtics to move on from Brown, who already had their run with Brown and Tatum, and try to evolve that and go compete with the Knicks and bring in Giannis. So now that helps the Knicks that doesn't happen. And Boston is stuck with Tatum and Brown, who the Knicks already proved that they could beat because they did do it, and a team that has some issues because who knows if Brown really wants to be there, if the Celtics really want him there, maybe he moves on anyway. So that, to me, keeps the Celtics, at the very least, it keeps them the same, which I think the Knicks are better than. Now you go to Miami, who makes a big move to get Giannis. Okay, is it a spot where they're star chasing? We know Miami's been in this spot before. Does Giannis really complement them? And I'm looking at some of the posts today on social media. Now, I admit, I'm not going around the league breaking down every single team. I might this year because it's a lot more fun to sit back and watch the NBA champion Knicks take on the rest of these lesser opponents in the regular season, and there's more intrigue there to watch, especially now with Miami. Good, I wanted another reason to hate the Miami Heat. This year, two things that I want to see from them. Obviously, you'd love to see them repeat, but I want to see them beat the snot out of the Heat and beat the snot out of the Pacers. The two teams who maybe I hate the most. Pacers were down bad last year. Halliburton back. Good, I want to see the Knicks pummel them, whether it's in the regular season or postseason, doesn't matter. And the same thing now with the Giannis-led Heat. All right. Like, the Heat also gave up a bunch of players who were pretty good to go get Giannis, and I just don't know how it's going to mesh. And even if it does work out to their benefit, it's not like I saw Magic Johnson posting about this or other NBA aggregators on social media. as if the Heat have a great starting five. Is it the best starting five in the NBA? Magic Johnson talking about how it's on the Knicks, the Eastern, or the NBA champion Knicks level in the Eastern Conference. Like, what? Okay, good. Enjoy it with Miami. That's what I would say. I'd still rather have the Knicks starting five every day of the week, and we'll see what the Knicks do to evolve the roster. I know Diawara is now back. That was something yesterday. Badabooms was texting me about that yesterday. Yes, Diawara is back. I didn't know he loved Diawara so much. I mean, I think it's an important move for the Knicks for the future. Not right now. He's not going to be ready to crack the main rotation, I wouldn't think, as soon as this year. He'll get some play in the regular season, but he's not going to be a playoff type guy. You wouldn't think in the next season, even in the postseason. Anyway, good move for the Knicks, not losing Diawara. But do you think the Heat are really on a level? Like, they lose Hero, a bunch of guys going to Milwaukee.
Kalel
who's
Ware,
getting younger.
who was a rising star.
Okay. All right, so where are you at with the Heat? Do you think that Miami now is significantly, like, they're not on the Knicks level, even with Giannis? And by the way, Giannis with the Bucks was supposed to be, oh, look out, like the Bucks and Giannis, and then it completely fell apart. I'm not blaming him. I understand the allure, and a part of me would have wanted Giannis. I mean, I did think about getting Giannis last year because I did not believe in this Knicks group. The same way that they looked at Tibbs and said he'll never get over the hump, I looked at this group and was like, I would probably bet that they won't be able to win the championship with Cat being the number 2 to Jalen Brunson. Well, I was proven wrong, gladly, and it was obviously the greatest run that we've seen. So I would look at, and then maybe thinking about going to get Giannis and trying to evolve it because he's the big star out there. So I understand the appeal of Giannis, but let's not forget what a disaster Milwaukee came to be. And Giannis bitching and moaning and lying about different things over the last year. Like, it has been a toxic situation in Milwaukee for many different reasons. Now, you would expect that to get cleaned up with Spoelstra and the way things are run in Miami. Are you looking at them, Badabooms, as like a legitimate threat to the Knicks at this? If you had to rank the Eastern Conference teams right now, I'm assuming we both have the Knicks. I mean, how can you not have the Knicks number 1? Where would you go then for the next 2 or 3 teams?
I know I'm going to catch some flack from this from a certain Heat individual who's watching this. I know, completely unrelated to anything. I'm still more scared of the Pacers and the Celtics. The Pacers more from the fact that we have not beat them yet in the playoffs with this iteration of the New York Knicks. And the Celtics will, like, they're still the Celtics. They still have Jaylen Brown. I can't believe I'm sitting here today and Jaylen Brown isn't on the Bucks. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, I just totally butchered his name out of excitement.
Oh, God.
Is not a Celtic.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I for sure closed my eyes last night. Thought I was going to wake up today and he was going to be a Celtic. That brings me so much joy because I hate Boston so much.
You didn't answer the question.
Yeah, I did. I just gave
rank the top 3 teams.
You're not listening. You clean the wax.
No. You said you're more concerned about the Pacers and the Celtics more than you are the Heat. Okay, so those are your top 2 teams. You would go Knicks. Like, it was a pretty simple. I'd go. Here's the way I was expecting it. Sal, I'd go Knicks number 1, Celtics number 2, Pacers 3, Cavs 4, Heat 5. Like, I'm just curious where you'd have the Heat in there. They'd have to be moved up the ranks, and I think the Heat are always going to be dangerous with the way the organization is now getting Giannis. I don't think, to me, they're not on the level of the Knicks, and I probably wouldn't even have them second behind the Knicks. Probably top. I'd probably put them 3rd. I think Boston would be number 2. I would put the Cavs underneath Miami. I'd still put the Pacers underneath Miami. Pacers are a pain in the neck to the Knicks, but I think Miami's more dangerous now with Giannis. But I would probably go Knicks, Celtics, Miami in that order.
This sounds a little wild, but I think this can change really easily. If a certain king goes back to his hometown city, king being LeBron, hometown city being Ohio, and the Cavs have Spida and LeBron, I would move them above the Heat. For now, I'd say Celtics, Pacers, Heat. And then watch out because the Wizards are coming too. They're going to have the Bonds after tonight. They have
how do you pay Trae Young? How do you pay? Who are they getting tonight? Who's the number 1 pick consensus?
Ibonsa.
Okay. How do you pay Trae Young 200? How do you pay Trae Young $200 million? Like, that is just insane to me. Trae Young, $200 million? He's not that good. I saw some people saying, well, now we've reached the point where Trae Young was overrated, now he's underrated. I think my boy DJ Zulo had that. Dude, to me, he is not underrated at all. He stinks. I wouldn't want him to be my lead guy. I mean, he could be a decent scorer, a decent shooter. You're going to pay Trae Young $200 million. God, these teams in the NBA just don't get it. I love what Leon Rose has done building an actual team and not overpaying. I mean, they got lucky with Brunson being able to take less money, but not overpaying for a guy like Trae Young. Imagine how horrible that contract is. It's bad now. Imagine how that contract's going to age. It can be terrible.
Yeah, they're kind of stuck in a weird spot, Washington, where like they have to overpay for these guys.
I get it. You're right.
Like, so they have to bring relevancy to themselves, and they have this young stud kid. So who knows if it's a matter of, hey, let's just get these guys together, build up the Bonsa to be the next star. I don't think I'm saying his name right. Bonsa. I need to look at the proper pronunciation. But I've seen a lot of videos of him, and he's a big Flight fan. So I'm a fan of him if he's a fan of Flight.
All right, before we move on, I want to get to the baseball here. I wanted to do something fun with you. Did you see the Fanatics Fest prices for the Knicks to take pictures with the Knicks?
Yeah, I thought mine was pretty reasonable, too. I had submitted my thing to Mr. Rubin, $25. I'll have a table set up.
Yeah. Okay, so the cost for fans to take photos, Fanatics Fest is coming, when is it? July 18th, I think it is. July 16th, that week, the All-Star week. 16th, I'm doing a show there with SNY the 17th.
You're going to give me passes, right?
Probably not. July 17th. I believe I'm doing the show with SNY with Keith Hernandez, David Wright, and I'm not sure who the third is. It was supposed to be Reyes, but he had some conflict. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. That's subject to change. But I will be there hosting one of those panels on the 17th. Anyway, so Fanatics Fest is a huge event. We've been there a couple of times. I think this is year 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it? I thought this was the second year.
Is it? No, this is got to be year 3. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd year because I'm pretty sure, unless just really the years are flying by. Anyway, so the prices for the Fanatics Fest to take pictures with Knicks that will be there. Jalen Brunson, $935. You writing this down because I want to play a game with you here.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, Jalen Brunson, $935. Karl Anthony Towns, $338.
This is the picture price or the autograph price, just to make sure?
Just pictures. Okay. This is the cost for fans to take photos.
Read
with
the cat one more time.
Cat is $338.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart is $283. Mikal Bridges also $283. Mitchell Robinson $169. Alvarado $169. And Landry Shamet $142. Let me know when you got all that.
142 for Shamet.
Now I'm gonna give you a budget, a fun budget, Sal Licata Show budget, brought to you by Superlight. A Sal Licata Show budget, okay?
Yes.
And you're gonna spend it.
Okay.
You got $950.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, what's I'm just gonna do a little math. You mind if I do a little math real quick, just to?
No, you could, or you could ask me. I could do it for you, but you have $950, so you see right away like what you might be able to do, what you can't do. Like,
what do you think I can buy with $15 at Fanatics Fest?
Whatever. I don't know, but that's the question.
That's all I'll have left over.
I think that's probably the move, right? You'd go. I mean, you'd have an option. You could go Cat, Hart, and who could you squeeze in there? 5, 6. You could get any of the others. You could even get 2.
You do Cat, Bridges, and Shamet.
Or you could do Cat, Hart, Alvarado, and Shamet. Like I'm pretty sure you could do the math, right? If I gave you the $950 budget, or you just go the one picture with Brunson. Like for me, while it would be tempting to get as many as possible, I think I'd spend the $950 on Brunson and donate the $15 or buy a pack of cards or something like that.
Yeah, and if not Brunson, I'll give you a hypothetical because it's not.
No, not if try to add it up and see what you would get with that. I mean, who would you? Yeah, if not Brunson, what would you do with the $950? Would you go Cat? Would you just get everybody else in there? 3, 6. You can't get everybody else in there with that, but so your move would also be my move. $950 on Brunson.
I'd probably go. Yeah, so initially I'd go $950 Brunson. Then after that, I believe this will fit in the budget, and I just want to check to make sure. So it was 631 plus 2. Doing math this early is crazy. Yeah, this will fit in the budget. So I go Cat, Hart, Bridges too. So you get 2 of the 3 Villanova guys, and also
what about some
questions for Mikhail about that IG live?
Can you add this for me right now? Go break out the calculator and add this up for me. Give me Cat, so 338. Hart, 283. How much am I at now?
621.
Give me Mitch.
$790.
That means I could fit in.
You could fit in Jose or Shaman, both of them.
Right. I don't know. I'd probably go 690. I can't get Hart, right?
No. Wait, can you?
Oh, sorry, I already did Hart. I can't get Bridges in there, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably take, I don't know. I would go Brunson. And by the way, people going nuts about those prices. I don't understand why you would go nuts about that. It's like, nothing's free. I don't understand. Like, it's not necessarily my thing. I'm not going to go there and wait online all day and pay whatever it is to get in and then pay another $1,000 to meet Jalen Brunson.
I actually don't think the get-in price to Fanatics Fest is crazy at all.
Right. So let's say it's $20 for the ticket. I don't know what it is either. But then you're waiting online. I know WWE is a big deal with this. I have not seen the list. But there were people complaining about this, like how much it is to meet these athletes. But that, like, I don't understand. That's the cost of doing business. If you want a photo with Jalen Brunson, it's not Brunson's price. Yeah. Brunson is getting paid. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just assuming because I know a little bit about how this stuff used to work. Like, Brunson's getting paid a certain amount through Fanatics Fest. And because his price is higher than Landry Shamet, like when Brunson says, yeah, I'll make an appearance, you need to give me X amount of money. And Shamet says, well, yeah, I'll make an appearance. How much do you want me to pay you to make that appearance? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference. That's going to be reflective in the price, so Fanatics can make their money back. So it's not like Jalen Brunson is charging $935 and Shamet's a nicer guy and he's charging the $140 or whatever it is, or the $130. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how. But for me, if I were into that, taking pictures with celebs and getting autographs, I think it's a great opportunity to where else would you do that with Jalen Brunson? Where else are you going to go? You know what I'm saying? You're younger. You're maybe more in that game. Are you going to Fanatics Fest? Do you want to go?
Yeah. Can you get me?
And would you meet? Maybe. Would you meet though? I can't. I'm not going to pay $935 for you to meet Jalen Brunson. Would you actually? Would you consider that, or like CM Punk, your favorite guy? Like, I'm just curious what you.
I don't think personally I ever want to meet the man you just spoke of there. I feel like that can only do negative things to my mental relationship with that person.
Then don't take it literally. Just for the sake of conversation.
Yeah.
Would you? Okay.
There's a guy that I saw actually who had like a very fair price, and I think that would be the first one that I get down. Revis's price was pretty fair. So I was like, I have to meet Darrell. I have to tell him that I stood in the blistering cold for him for 4 hours and he just said no.
For a 4 hour a photo and autograph, or what is it?
Oh, I didn't check you. I'm going to pull it up right now. We were looking at this the other night.
No, I don't care. All right, you can get out now. And that's it for that part of the conversation. Let me just cross that off.
Fascinating opportunity though, because like you just said there, how many times do we actually have like a chance where you can just meet them and it's not invading their personal space?
Right. No. Well, that's the thing. And this is not a plug for Fanatics Fest. I just think it's a cool opportunity. But you got to understand, you are going to pay. And the Knicks right now could not be any hotter. By the way, it will sell out. So, like, it might even be sold out now. Who knows? If you didn't jump on that and be like, oh, yeah, I'll pay. Like, there's only a certain amount of spots I think that they could do with Brunson because it's going to be there a certain amount of time. 935. Think of all the merch that's out there that people are spending on. Like, I spent like $500 on merch already for the Knicks. It's ridiculous with the hats and the shirts or whatever else you're getting. So you could just take that and be like, instead of buying a T-shirt, I'm going to go take a picture with the man himself, Jalen Brunson. I wonder if the NBA trophy is going to be there with some photo ops. Anyway, all right, so baseball last night. The Mets got rained out, and the Yankees played a lousy game. There are some issues that the Yankees have here. They're just now look, they're always graded on a curve. So the Yankees are the best team in the American League. I don't think anybody's going to dispute that. Does that mean that they're automatically going to go to the World Series? No, I think they have some work to do, and the postseason is going to be a little bit more tricky than the regular season will be for them. Obviously need to get Judge back. They're going to have to make some moves here. But the things that I don't like about them are, at times, they are a very stupid baseball team, and they're just very sloppy. And I thought Joel Sherman did a nice job of writing about a couple of issues with Volpe, Jazz, and Caballero. And this was, I'm pretty sure, before the game last night. Did you see Jazz? First of all, Jazz is he's a lazy player. He's undisciplined and lazy. His at-bats are that. Strikes out way too much. Big spot, he's an easy out. In the field, he's not getting the balls that he should get to with his athleticism. Last night happened again in the first inning, just a lazy, grounder up the middle. The same thing days before. Like, he's got great athleticism. He is just a lazy player. And then the stupid stuff with the cup and the attitude with that. And, like, not a lot of players wear a cup, but after you get hit in the nuts, like, he's so tough about it. Like, oh, no, I don't wear a cup. I'm not going to change now. Whatever, it was bad luck. Okay. Then he's out there with the blow pop. This is amongst all the other stuff that has happened with Jazz over the years. The Yankees should have moved on from Jazz this past offseason. Maybe they tried and couldn't get anything in return for him or good value, so they decided to ride it out the same way that they did with Gleyber Torres. The Yankees got to move on from Jazz like now. What are you doing? And this is not old man on his lawn trying to pick on a player here. It is unprofessional, and Jazz has had a litany of unprofessional issues that he's brought to the New York Yankees. It's unprofessional to be out there with a blow pop in the middle of the field. It's just it symbolizes what he's about, where it's just not all in the game, not max effort, laziness. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a blow pop out here because it's cool, whatever. Like, I'm not opposed to chewing seeds or whatever kind of gum or candy. Like, the blow pop thing, it's just unprofessional. It reeks of unprofessionalism. Now, if he were playing his ass off and making all these plays, diving up the middle, going to his left, going to his right, be a different story. If he were putting professional at-bats together, hitting in the clutch, be a different story. I've had my fill of Jazz. I don't understand how the Yankees have not. They need to move on from him. That's number one. Number two, Volpe stinks. When is everybody going to realize Anthony Volpe stinks? He just doesn't get it. Either he needs glasses, his hand-eye coordination is messed up. Like, I understand that he's got the potential to make some terrific plays like he makes, but also he's just off. Something's there. And then the challenge last night, that's another thing with Jazz, what the challenge is. Like, talk about selfish and just being aloof and not having an idea. If I'm Boone, I don't know how Boone tolerates that stuff. Volpe, same thing. He gets beat on a breaking ball from Framber Valdez last night, and instead of just walking back to the dugout, do the walk of shame, he's like, wait a second, I get challenges. And the strike's right down the middle. The ball couldn't have had more of the strike zone. Shit like that just can't happen. It can't happen on a championship team. They got to button those things up. The Yankees should be better than that. Now, Caballero is a little sloppy as well, getting picked off, whatever, and not being great defensively. But you at least take that with him because he's a valuable option off the bench, a super utility guy. He shouldn't be an everyday player, certainly not the everyday shortstop, but he's a valuable guy off the bench with some speed. He's versatile, move him around the diamond. He's a guy that you would want on your roster and can do some damage in the postseason. The Yankees they really need a second baseman, even if it's a guy, I don't care if he hits 240, but just be a professional. And maybe you can move Volpe there and live with that, but they need a shortstop as well. So that got me thinking. And I know this is crazy, wacky, hypothetical talk here, but just hear me out for a second. What if the Mets and Yankees, because the Yankees need other stuff as well. They could use a right-handed catcher that doesn't need to be a power bat, but you want a solid defensive catcher. The Mets have one of those guys that used to be in the Yankee system with Luis Torrens. He is a terrific catcher, just a solid catcher. And he's going to be wasted on the Mets because they're not going to the postseason, so what's the point? Now, the Mets just extended him. He's dirt cheap. That would be a guy to me, with the Yankees, instead of looking at some of the guys we talked about yesterday with Jeffers or maybe the higher-end guys, just get solid ball players. So they could use Torrens as like a throw-in, right? I think that would make them better. They get the right-handed catcher, professional, just to me, a perfect fit on a team that can mash everywhere else, especially when you get Judge and Giancarlo Stanton back. The Yankees need bullpen help. Well, what about Luke Weaver? Guy hasn't allowed a run in months. His ERA is minuscule. His numbers are comparable to Mason Miller, and the cost is not going to be much. He's under a great value when you look ahead to next year. You wouldn't want Luke Weaver? I mean, come on.
Don't compare Luke Weaver to Mason Miller. Stop.
Well, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers.
He can't dial up 102 the way Mason Miller can.
So what? Look at the numbers. You're not going to get Mason Miller. So that's the point. Look, I'm saying the numbers are comparable to Mason Miller. Like, this is where you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no,
don't
you're
interrupt
not
me. I'm fucking rolling here, and you're doing this stupid shit that come on, man. I can't stand it. Not to mention, I literally just did the numbers yesterday. Like, I didn't. This is what you say. You act like some of the people online. Like, I didn't say Luke Weaver is better than Mason Miller. I didn't say that. I said the numbers are comparable. Now go look the numbers up and tell me. The numbers are comparable. I just did it yesterday on Baseball Night in New York. That's the point. Nobody said Luke Weaver's better than Mason Miller. Nobody said that. God, you sound like the idiots on social media with their comments. Nobody said that. The numbers are comparable. And the Yankees aren't getting Mason Miller. He's probably not going to be available. And if he is, guess what you're going to have to give up to get him? So again, go look at the numbers. The Yankees bullpen sucks. Luke Weaver would be better and upgrade there. Look at the numbers. Compare Mason Miller's numbers to Luke Weaver's numbers. Obviously, they're not the same relievers. So laugh and mock all you want. The numbers are comparable right now. And one's possibly available, the other isn't. Good God. Yankees need bullpen help. They need catching help. The Mets can answer two of those things. They also need a shortstop. What if the Mets paid a bunch of Lindors? He's got 5 years left at like $32 million a year. What if the Mets paid a bulk of that down and offered him to the Yankees? You're telling me the Yankees wouldn't be interested in Francisco Lindor, proven in the postseason, proven in New York, a big league shortstop, even if he's not the player that he was, right now, obviously it's bad. He's hurt. He's trying to work his way back. But you're telling me that wouldn't be an appealing thought for the Yankees who need a shortstop? And again, this is not just saying we'll take Lindor and salary dump him. There is logical, practical things behind this. The Mets would have to pay a portion of that. Let's say the Mets sent $75 million to the Yankees, as well as Lindor, as well as Torrens and Luke Weaver. Those three players, who I'm assuming can be had by the Mets, those three players would really, to me, tighten up this Yankee group. You could move, if you want to keep Volpe, you could move him to second base. You'd have a professional shortstop that you have there. Now, you're going to have to give something. You're going to have to give something to get that. Like, this is not just the Mets dumping that. And what that is exactly, could it be LaGranye? Could it be Lombard? Could it be a package of different players? I'm not so sure. But I think that there is a trade to be had. I know Joel Sherman is writing about the Mets and Yankees possibly on a Clay Holmes trade if the Yanks wanted to bolster their starting rotation further. I don't think that this is realistic. However, I do think it should be a realistic thought. It's a mega trade. The idea of it is a mega trade and blockbuster trade. And we talk about the Mets and Yanks doing a trade, period, like of that magnitude. The Mets and Yankees making a trade, period, is hard enough at times. A trade of that magnitude is near impossible. But, and I'm sure there are other fits out there for the Yankees, whether it's a backup catcher, whether it's bullpen arms, it doesn't have to be that. I'm just saying that you have three pieces with the Mets who should be all expendable, who are proven in New York. Luke Weaver's proven in New York, proven in the postseason. Again, he's not the best arm out there, but he's on fire right now and a proven commodity. And look around the rest of the league. Like, he's going to be one of the best bullpen arms available, assuming the Mets make him available. Lindor, again, proven shortstop. Where are you going then? You don't want Lindor, you want less than? Fair enough. Understood. You want somebody less expensive? But there is a high reward there. You put Francisco Lindor in the Yankees lineup, I mean, he could take that team to another level. And remember, the level the Yankees are trying to get to is the Dodgers level. That's where you want to be. And I would be all in on going to get Tarek Skubal. Now, you probably can't do two significant trades like that. And maybe Yankee people hear this and they're like, come on. They laugh it off. Like, you think we want Lindor? Okay, fair enough. Torrens could help. Weaver could help. Lindor could help. And if you don't want those guys, the Yankees need, and we all know this, a right-handed catcher. I would value one that plays solid defense and can put the bat on the ball and be a professional, because they don't need the offense there. I'd rather have Torrens right now than I would Austin Wells or Ali Sanchez, who got hurt. Like, easily, I'd rather have him. I'd rather have him than Francisco Alvarez if I'm the Mets. Like, I don't want Alvarez to catch anymore. I want Torrens to catch and then build the offense elsewhere. And they're starting to do that with Alvarez DHing a little bit. So Torrens, to me, is a winning player and would just be he's a waste on the Mets, who aren't a winning team. He'd be a winning player, a perfect fit for the Yankees. Same thing with the bullpen. And by the way, you could pick a guy. It doesn't have to be Weaver. Weaver just right now, because he's a former Yankee, all that stuff, he's on fire right now. Could be A.J. Minter. Could be Brooks Raley. The Mets have a bunch of Devin Williams I wouldn't bring up. Obviously, the Yankees would want no part of him. That would be something that is worth getting on if I brought up Devin Williams and Mason Miller, not Luke Weaver. But the Mets have a bunch of bullpen arms who could help out the Yankees. Shortstop, though, is an issue. It's been an issue for a while with the Yankees. And unless there's somebody out there that they think is a better fit, Lindor should be available as the Mets are creeping toward having to blow this thing up even further. And the one thing that they didn't do last year that they should have done, that I said they should have done at the time, was trade Francisco Lindor. And it's not like you're not trading him because he's not a good player anymore and he's garbage. If the Mets picked up some of that salary, even if it's just 65 million, whatever it is, I said 70 million before, something like that. So where you're picking up 2 years off his contract, it's actually not a bad value when you think about 3 more years remaining on Lindor, and maybe you pay the rest of this year and the final 2 years of that contract. So then the Yanks would be on the hook for, let's say, 3 years. I'm pretty sure 3 years at 30, 60, 90, at about 96 million, something like that. That you could do a lot worse. And the Yankees have done a lot worse at shortstop with that. Now you want to tell me, well, Lombard, you might have to move Lombard. Or you put Lombard at third. If you're not going to move Lombard, you put him at third. But I don't know if the Yankees have what the Mets would want back outside of thinking Lombard, which they would clearly use, or outside of LaGrania, who any team would want. Like the Mets have no use for Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez. They don't want those guys. Those are going to be the guys the Yankees are going to be looking to move. So maybe there's not a match on that end of it. But from the Yankees' perspective here, as we look at this team, which we know is going to be a postseason team, we know they're going to dominate the regular season and most likely win the division. We also expect them to get healthier, whether it's Fried coming back, Judge, Stanton. So they're going to even get better. How do you fine-tune this team to clean up the little stuff that can get them over the hump to win a World Series? That, to me, would be the bigger picture stuff. And it's easy to get sucked into thinking Skubal, because I do think Skubal, let's forget the hypothetical Yankee-Met thing for a second. If you go get Skubal, now you have the best rotation by far in baseball. I mean, the Dodgers are very good, but I still would take the Yankees. And you could argue take the Yankees now, assuming that Fried comes back healthy, with Schlittler, Fried, Cole, Rodon, even though I don't love him. You add Tarek Skubal to that. Now, look at that, how that gets you through the postseason. It's not about building for the regular season, which the Yankees, you're right, like they don't need a starting pitcher, and I've said that for a while. Now, if you're trying to get over the top, I think you add Tarek Skubal, Schlittler, Fried, Cole, and then you could move some of the extra starters that you don't move in a trade. You move them to the bullpen. That upgrades the bullpen. Plus, you could add another bullpen arm and maybe just go find yourself a professional second baseman or shortstop. Like, there are ways to really build this thing out. But I would be, especially with the Aaron Judge window here, I would be trying to maximize every second possible with Aaron Judge in his prime with this team. The American League is as wide open as we've ever seen it before. There is a clear, easy path to the World Series for the Yanks. So it should be about building a team right now. Like, you see this in the NBA all the time, right? Part of why the Celtics, I don't know if somebody told me this or I read this somewhere, part of why the Celtics were considering trading for Giannis was because they don't believe they could beat the Knicks as currently constructed. In the NBA, that happens. The Knicks, in part of why the way that they built their team with the wing defenders and bringing those guys in, were to try to beat the Celtics. Well, in the Yankees case, you could do that in baseball, specifically try to build your team, not only to get through the postseason, but specifically to attack the Dodgers. And I really think the way to do that is there's multiple ways to do that. The way that I said with the hypothetical Mets trade, or just really load up. I'm not talking about just go get another pitcher. Like, yeah, Clay Holmes would be good for the Yankees to get. Sure, he's a good pitcher, but he doesn't take them to another level. Tarek Skubal does. And for the Yankees, who are already at the highest level in the American League, for them to get to another level, that to me would be something worth pursuing. Even if it's going to hurt a little bit on the back end. You're going to have to give to get. If you're trying to upgrade your team into the most legitimate, bona fide World Series contender now, you're going to have to give. So the thought of LaGrania, the thought of Lombard, I understand the appeal of that. We also said the same thing years ago about certain guys like David Garcia, or certainly Anthony Volpe, or Jason Dominguez, or Spencer Jones. Like, all these guys at one point were deemed untouchable and you couldn't move them. For Volpe years ago, it was, you can't trade him for Luis Castillo. He's going to be the shortstop of the future. How many years later are we here and Volpe is now, like, sadly worthless? Like, he's got no value right now. So, and even me, I get caught up in that, I wouldn't trade Lombard. Or would I? Or would I? Like maybe that's something. I'm sure there are some guys who are off limits, but it doesn't mean it's the right thing. There were guys who have been off limits before. It turned out to be the wrong thing. You want to give your thoughts now? As you piss me off for the day? You understand what I'm saying, though, right? Like, you laugh at it because you heard something that I didn't say.
You reacted to something off camera, so that's on you.
I saw you going like this.
Yeah, what were you doing? I was doing the Cam Ward Selly style. I was going like this.
And what does that mean?
It means keep it, brother. It means keep it. How did I get heat off camera is the question. That's just a testament to how good of a worker I am. I got heat off camera.
Because I don't know what that even stupid thing means. You're going like this, and I'm like, what the hell is this kid doing? Good God.
Obviously, I know you weren't calling him Mason Miller, and then you called me in and then beat me down. You're like, all right, come in the middle of the ring, brother. We're going to all beat the shit out of you and then toss you back out to the wall.
Well, because I'm rolling here. I'm in my own head, and I'm rolling.
Look at me. Why are you looking at me?
I'm trying to build to get to a point, and I see you waving or doing something like that. It's distracting. And it didn't make any sense. And then I'm like, what? Oh, well, Mason Miller's not. Yeah, obviously. Like, do you think I'm that stupid that I think Luke Weaver is the equivalent to Mason Miller? Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers right now. That's the point, is that you're not going to get Mason Miller. And to get Mason Miller, you'd have to give up more than you would in the package to get Lindor, Weaver, and Torrens. I think the Yankees got issues, though. I think that the Jazz, the unprofessionalism. Now, they're not major issues that they can't clean up, but they have to fine-tune. Like, they can coast right now as is to the division win, into the American League postseason, and probably even through the American League postseason. I do not think that this team, as currently constructed, will be a World Series winning team. They've got to clean some of this stuff up.
If Jazz was like just 25 to 30% more consistent in his play, I think everybody's opinion on him would be completely different. But because he only is his best in such small spurts, when he does shit like that with the cup and he's sucking on a lollipop, it's like, all right, dude, you're hitting 215. Like, come on. But there's a clear potential ceiling and talent with Jazz Chisholm. We just don't always see it. And that's a serious problem. And then don't even forget when we get to September and we barely see it.
Yeah,
it's an automatic out.
But he's just not a professional. It drives me up a wall. I'm okay with the fun, different attitude. I'm okay with some of the celebrations he wants to have out there. I'm not okay with half-assing it on ground balls up the middle that a guy with his athleticism, should get to. I'm not okay with some of his stupid, beyond dumb comments in the postgame sometimes, just saying dumb stuff that has the manager scratching his head. I'm not okay with him, on top of all that, going out there with a blow pop in the middle of the field. Like, again, bringing unprofessional attention.
Do we know it was a blow pop?
Michael K said it was a blow pop. At first they said it was. At first they said Tootsie Pop, and then I think Michael K said, "Oh no, that's a blow pop." You would be able to tell by the shape of it. You know the difference between a blow pop and a Tootsie Pop,
brother. Yeah, you definitely know what a blow pop is. I caught that about 10 minutes ago. Rerun the tape if you want to see it.
What?
You were giving me the blow pop.
And get out of here, you.
Right down to the stem. Wait, last thing about Jazz real quick.
Yeah.
You know the J. Cole line, fake it till you make it, but he made it, then he faked it? That's what Jazz feels like. J. Cole? Jermaine?
J. Cole, yeah.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. He says, I made it, then I faked it. That kind of seems what Jazz's career with the New York Yankees has been. He made it, then he faked it.
He's got incredible talent and athleticism, and that is appealing. He's got great power for a guy his size. He should be even better than what he is. I don't think his mind is right. It just doesn't make any sense. He's aloof. He's out there. Like, we said the same stuff about Gleyber Torres. I think Gleyber was better and more professional than Jazz. He just had sometimes mental lapses on the field, which hurt the team, and I'm glad the Yankees moved on from him, even though it was way too late. Unfortunately, they replaced him with somebody even worse, because I don't think he's as good a player as Gleyber Torres. And he's got the mental lapses and says the crazy stuff to boot. So, anyway, that's it for the Yankees. I would strongly consider, I know it's not realistic, I know it's not going to happen with that trade, but I think the Mets, and we'll get more into the Mets tomorrow as the week goes on. I wanted to focus on the Yankees here today. There was something with Kodai Senga, who was supposed to start last night, but because of the postponement, he will start today or tonight. Senga was talking about how he still thinks he could be great. He told the Post this. Yeah, okay. I mean, Kodai Senga has stunk for a long time. He actually hasn't won a game. They said this also on SNY last night, FYI. He hasn't won a game since last June 12th, 2025. Was the last time he actually won a game. Now, he was hurt after Alonso, nearly killed him with that bad flip. And then he's just been terrible ever since. The Mets were so desperate for a pitcher. Like, I can't trust Kodai Senga at all. Anyway, more from the Mets perspective as the days and weeks go on here. But because I do think that they are going to have to trade as much as they possibly can, and you could get great value for Weaver. I wouldn't be looking to trade Torrens. I just think he's a perfect fit for the Yankees. He's just a winning player, and he would fit better on a team that doesn't need the offense the way the Yankees don't need the offense. Have him go be a solid defensive catcher, a right-handed bat. The perfect fit to me. So the Mets have a couple of pieces. And then Lindor. I think the Mets are going to need to trade Lindor. I think the Yankees need a shortstop. It starts there. Plus, you have one that's proven in New York. So the only knock would be, well, he's not worth that money. Okay, well, what if you paid $70 million of that contract down? I mean, that's something to me where I would still find value in Francisco Lindor, especially if I'm the Yankees and need a shortstop and I'm trying to win a World Series. That's a move that I would be looking to make if I'm the Yankees.
Yeah, question about Lindor. Do you think maybe it could be a benefit? It could also be a bigger negative. By going to the Yankees, he'll be able to sit back and assume his role amongst Judge's, like that Judge is the captain there, instead of having to take on the feeling of having to lead a team?
I think it might benefit him knowing that he's not the leader or the captain, and you could just, I think with the Mets, he wanted to be that guy. Look, he's not going to be in a position to choose here. I mean, but yes, I think in that spot, he comes into an environment that is already established. So I wouldn't worry about that. I don't think Lindor's a bad guy. I think him and Soto have some stuff to clean up together. And I think with the Mets, it was a weird dynamic with whether it's Alonso, Nimmo, Lindor, all vying for captaincy, whatever. But the player is a terrific player.
Experienced playoff hitter as well. Even some of the most clutch moments in Mets history.
That's what I'm saying. And he was even clutch when he was with Cleveland. He had a huge home run off of Andrew Miller against the Yankees many years back now.
Yeah, they lost that series, brother.
Yeah, no, I remember it. All right, last one here before we say goodbye. Did you see, and I only bring this up because I haven't been into the World Cup. I got to start getting into it. Maybe when the games matter more, like the next USA game. Do you know when it is? You have the schedule by any chance?
I'll check for you.
I know you're more...
What are you laughing at?
No, just the way you said I'll check for you because I yelled before.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here. I get like when I see the backhand. When the backhand comes up,
oh, stop it. Yeah, I don't want the distracting, reacting Cam Ward celebrations when I'm in the middle of doing something.
No, you call him Cameron Ward. I can call him Cam Ward. You're not a fan. You call him Cameron Ward. You say his full name.
No, his name is Cam Ward. And not only that.
You have to call him his full name. You're not a fan.
So I brought you in to say what? And you were laughing. Like, oh, Mason Miller's not. Luke Weaver's not Mason. Yeah, obviously, you idiot. Anyway.
Great reaction, by the way. That was awesome.
Messi, Lionel? Is it Lionel or Lionel?
Lionel Messi.
25th
is the next USA game.
25th, June 25th.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is that's coming up. That's like in
Thursday.
2 days. Who do they play?
They play Turkey, but I don't. Did I say that right? Turkey. It's just Turkey, right? Turkey for me, Turkey for you.
Yeah. Let's have some turkey in my big brown shoe. Anyway, I'm going to get more into the World Cup. I just haven't either had the time or the care to it. See, here's the root issue with this. If I don't have a rooting interest, why do I care about it? When it's on, if I'm watching it, certainly if I were out of the bar or with other people, I think it's a great atmosphere. It's a fun watch. It's exciting. I saw some people posting some stuff last night from the game that was at MetLife between... Do you know who was it that played last night?
It was Holland's team.
Holland and, was it Germany or I don't know. Anyway, whoever played last night at MetLife, cool.
Norway.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I have no idea. My buddy Saratoga Wills is going. He's coming in this weekend to hang out. They're going to World Cup game Thursday before he comes here. So I couldn't even tell you who's playing them, Ecuador or something.
He's so sick, bro. He just pops out to everything.
Yeah, I know. Well, this will be. So this
he got over with me so quickly, Saratoga Wilkes.
Do you have any? You have any like inkling to want to go to one of these games, the World Cup, and check it off a bucket list, or not really?
I mean, if it was there, if it was the free ski, hey, I'm not shooting it down. But I'd want to go root for USA or like see a great player. I don't want to see some scrubs.
So that's kind of my point, just to finish this up real quick. So I haven't been as into the World Cup as maybe I even want to be. I just haven't made it a priority, don't really care. I don't really have a rooting interest. It's like, oh yeah, this game's on, great. But if I don't care who wins, why am I watching it? So with USA, there will be a rooting interest now that they've been playing well these first couple of games. So maybe I'll make it more of a focal point to watch. What I wanted to say, though, about Messi, who scored 2 goals, I guess, yesterday for Argentina again. I think he's got all 5 goals for them in the World Cup. he is the best athlete in the world right now. Dude, he's that legit. I've rarely seen a guy. I'm sorry, you're right. Outside of Jalen Brunson, Messi is the best athlete in the world right now. I've never seen a guy live up to the hype. We went to watch him. I don't know if it was last year. I think it was last year at Red Bull Stadium or Sports Illustrated Stadium in
Miami.
Harrison. No, yeah, he plays for Miami.
Yeah, he plays for Miami.
They were playing against the Red Bulls, and it's like a hot ticket. Everybody wants to go see Messi, 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 and then he goes out there and scores a hat trick. Or I'm pretty sure they call it a hat trick, right? If you score 3 goals in soccer, is that the same thing? He was just, but like you could see the dominance. Same thing in the World Cup. He's scoring all the goals in the World Cup for his team. The guy is just an unbelievable athlete. So he is worth the price of admission. Maybe making more of a point. I didn't even know that he was really on Argentina. I don't pay that much attention to it. But just the fact that I'm hearing, like I was listening to the radio, getting the score updates on Fox Sports Radio, and they were making a big deal of it. I was like, God, this guy again? He delivers. I know he missed a penalty kick, but he delivers all the time. To see him in person, it was like I never got to see Michael, unfortunately. I didn't see Jordan in person. Trying to think of some of the greats that maybe I saw. I've seen LeBron in person.
Ohtani?
I don't recall if I've seen Ohtani in person, which means I probably. Oh yeah, I did see him because I saw
Wayne Glensky.
Mets NLCS in 2024. Gretzky I've seen in person with the Rangers.
Wayne Glensky.
I'm telling you, this was a different type of greatness. Seeing Messi and all the people there at Red Bull Arena at that particular game were there to see him. I think he did the same thing when he played at Citi Field against UFC, FC, NFC, NF.
He played City or Yankee Stadium?
Whatever. I think it was Citi Field, but I'm not 100% sure. And he just scored, like, everybody there to see him, and then he delivers. Greatness like that, man. I don't recall seeing greatness like that. Anyway, so I'm a little bit into the World Cup. I'll maybe get more into it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it more and more. Like I said yesterday, if Italy was in, I'd have like more of a rooting interest because my grandfather, like that's his Jets, that's his Yankees, that's his Knicks. Die-hard Italy, die-hard Wfan. And USA has a great Juve player, Weston McKennie. So I'll be rooting for the USA.
Yeah. Maybe we get more into that, like I said, on Thursday night. What time? You have the game time? Is it 8 o'clock at night?
I can get it for you. Imagine if the Knicks win the finals and USA wins World Cup in the same year. I mean, that would be huge.
Yeah, that'd be world peace, like Aaron Judge said.
Well, then the Yankees got to win, then the Jets got to win next year in February.
It wouldn't even be peace in New York, let alone world peace. At least USA winning would help. I think that would be great. Can they win it? Are they like legitimate World Cup contenders?
Well, they've definitely won their bracket, so they're out of their bracket. They've clinched their bracket already. So
maybe they got a shot. Like that. I'll get caught up in that hype for sure. I'm already starting to get caught up in it. I'm looking forward to it. I just got to figure out the schedule when they're on. If they're on Thursday night, that'll help. A last one before we go here. Let's try to end on a positive note. We're getting a lot of comments on this. By the way, we need to do a Q&A episode. There's a lot going on here. We have Evan on tomorrow at 9. I have other stuff planned throughout the week that I'm not going to promote yet because it's not set in stone, but potentially other guests and some other things that we're working on behind the scenes. You got to get the vlog out. I know you're working on that, the vlog from our trip to San Antonio.
We got to set a date. I think I want to set it on the weekend so we have no other content like blocking
No,
it.
Are you close to having it finished or no?
Yeah, now it's just a matter of like me fighting myself.
Okay, well, plow through it, buddy. Plow through it. You're almost home. Let's get it. And you don't need to, I know you're a perfectionist. Send it to me, and I'll let you know how it is. Anyway, so we got all that stuff coming out. I do want to do a question and answer episode specifically. So you got to tell me where we do that, where people can send the questions. Let's promote that. Full Q&A episode, 40 minutes, just any comments. I'll answer any questions about literally anything.
So I have 2 places we could do that. I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
I'll make a post on the YouTube page. So to comment, you have to subscribe. And then you could comment. It'll just say Q&A tab, add your questions here. Also in the Twitter com. Join the Twitter com and feel free to chat it up because I'm active in there. Talk your shit, ask any questions there. I'll use them in the Q&A.
Okay, so we'll do that soon. As soon as we get enough comments and questions and all that stuff, do that. We'll have a full Q&A. I'll answer everyone, regardless of what the questions are. And then lastly, because we've been getting, I see sometimes, I'll go on the YouTube thing and I'll read some comments. I don't see them all, unfortunately. I don't even know how to really do that, but I see a bunch. And there are a lot that question the show open. What is going on with the show open? I don't understand. Some people like it. Some people don't. I personally love the song. What are we? We're just going to make it a little bit shorter.
It's very captivating. It's some people come in there and be like, I hate it. Some people come in there. Somebody said yesterday, I subscribed because of the intro.
Right. And then I saw another one was first of all, I don't like being told what to do. So if you tell me to make the show intro shorter, just get to it, I'm going to make it longer. Don't tell me what to do. It's my show. We will figure that out. So nobody's asking, like, you could questions and answers. You want to ask why we chose that, why it's so long. That's a fair question. Telling me or us to change it, that I'm not. I used to hate when people do that. Tell us what to talk about. Tell us. I can't stand that. Anyway, I do think that we didn't need the longer intro. Personally, are you cleaning that up as well, or what's going on with that? I kind of miss the old intro. I kind of miss the old intro as well.
The old one was a little goofy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's sometimes we're goofy. Maybe we'll change them. We'll rotate them depending on the mood that we're in. Sometimes goofy, sometimes a little less goofy.
I think this one presents our new era, the new era of the show, the new era of the Sal. Like, I'll tell you this, 3 months ago, I wasn't getting bitched out on camera. That was great content. 3 months ago, it was more like,
I'm sorry to do that, but
after. I loved it. Don't apologize. Actually,
no. You're on. It's like this is the equivalent of being on the other side of the glass. Like, and I see you dancing around back there doing this, and I'm like, what is it that you want? And then you come on, you say something I disagree with. I'm sorry, but I lost it a little bit there.
No, I loved it. You're telling me Hoff never hit one of these?
No, but they've done things before. I had to get on them before. Hoff, I yelled at.
Great.
Hoff did something. One thing I yelled at him on the air was after Alonso news broke, and it was like one of our last shows, and he jumped on the air and like cut me off with something, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? And Hoff and I had a great relationship, still friends with him to this day. And I chastised him on the air. I'm like, dude, we got like 3 shows left. Can you let me talk about this? But that was one time I got on him. Anyway, I don't want to go over that. Just don't be dancing there on the other side of the glass. All right, that does it. Go ahead.
I think you might be forgetting something.
What? Go ahead, tell me.
In the bottom left or right corner?
Yeah. Superlight?
Mm-hmm.
No, we did Superlight yesterday. I mean, I'll do it again for you if you'd like.
Yeah, please.
But we did it yesterday. Come on,
I wanted you to do it again.
See, this is again what I mean. This guy's directing the show now. Well, first of all, from the makers of Surfside comes Superlight, and it's delicious. Surfside is great. I love it, all the flavors. Superlight, I think it's even better. It's a vodka and aid. It's a ready-to-drink brand inspired by classic sports drink flavors, delivering a familiar and refreshing taste. Each 12-ounce can contains 90 calories, 0 sugar, 0 bubbles, fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, blue chill are the flavors. All the flavors are great. I like mixing them, the blue and orange. I did that for our favorite basketball team during the postseason run. It turned out to be excellent luck, and it's a great drink. It tastes great. I'll be having plenty this weekend. Poolside, golf course, they're delicious. And it's a nice change up from the Surfside, which is great with, if you love the tea, all the different flavor tea, boom. If you love the lemonade, all the different flavors lemonade, boom. You got that with Surfside. If you want maybe a little change of pace and you go with the aid, that's where Superlight comes in. It's delicious. You could drink them all day long. They're very dangerous. You barely even taste the alcohol in it. So it's the perfect summer drink. I actually drink them in the fall as well, usually with the Surfsides. With Superlight just came out, so I haven't had them yet in the fall, but I will. I guarantee I'll be having some of those for football season. Maybe we can mix the blue and red, the blue chill and the fruit punch for Giants, and have the lemon lime for the Jets for green. Anyway, Superlight, check it out. And we have giveaways that are going to come up this week. We'll do some more giveaways with some Superlights and Surfside merch as well. So stay tuned for that. Evan Roberts tomorrow, 9 a.m. We'll see you there. Bye.